Okay, thank you very much. Good morning still. My name is Greg Konieczny. I've been working for Templeton for Dr. Mobius for over 16 years, and now I'm also the manager of Fondul Proprietatea that Lucian has already commented about. I have to say that Lucian made some good comments about the macro situation in Romania. But from our perspective, our involvement in Romania is right now very significant. But one reason for this is that the country has a huge potential, and not many people are aware of the fact that Romania is the 7th largest country in EU based on the number of people living there. And also looking at GDP per capita, it's number 26 out of 27 countries. So it just offers a huge potential that hopefully will be uncovered. And right now, all the recent changes in the capital markets and government show that this potential may be unlocked very quickly. One example of this is this Fondul Proprietatea that was created at the end of 2005 by Romanian government at that time. And it's a very unique reason why this fund was created is for the restitution purposes. Romania is really the only country in Eastern Europe that decided to address the restitution issue in a structured way. Because right now in countries like Poland, Hungary, Czech Republic, people have to go through a very painful process in the courts, and very often end up with nothing as compensation for properties lost under communism, or very small compensation that they may eventually receive. In Romania, the government decided to establish this fund, valued initially at 4 billion euros, and through transferring the minority stakes in state-controlled companies, and then using the shares in the fund to compensate people for the loss of their property. This process started, as I say, in 2005. We were appointed as fund managers, Franklin Templeton, at the end of 2010, and then this quickly followed with a listing on Bucharest Stock Exchange. We're making the Fondul the most liquid and the largest company listed on the stock exchange. What's attractive right now, of course, is very high discount that we're not proud of, and we're trying to address going forward, over 50%, and also high dividend yield. Now, why we're doing this as Franklin Templeton? It's because we paid for this, of course. The fee that we have is 48 basis points, which is based on the market cap, not assets under management, which makes us very different from other closed-end funds, where usually managers' fee depends on the NAV, and they don't have to pay too much attention at where the share price is. Well, we are forced to do it. In addition, we also receive extra compensation for any distributions that we make to shareholders, which means special dividends, buybacks, or distributions of assets. The contract that we have ends in 2014. Of course, it can be extended subject to shareholders' decision. My boss is, of course, Mark Mobius. As you can see on the slide, we have a big office in Romania of close to 30 people. But not many people know that Mark Boss also has a boss. So that's this blue, the dark blue part. It's John Lask, who is based in San Mateo, who coordinates all the fund management operations on behalf of Franklin Templeton. Quick milestones. I won't bore you with this. Since we've taken over, we listed the fund. We did the first buyback, paid 2 dividends. Now we hope to pay the third one. And try to be as transparent as possible. What also changed, we improved the corporate governance of the fund. So 1 share means 1 vote for everyone. There are no restrictions in voting. Also try to make it easier for shareholders to participate in shareholders meetings. The shareholder structure, over time, as we show this evolution over quarterly periods, so over time, the government this blue bar, was distributing shares to Romanian individuals, which is the orange part of the bar. And a lot of those individuals, they were selling the shares because they needed cash, and the main buyers were foreign institutional shareholders. Right now they account for close to 50%. The largest ones are Elliott, that is quite well known in Poland as well. City of London, that's US really based fund manager that specializes in investments in closed-end funds in emerging markets. This is the evolution of NAV. We report it on a monthly basis. We also show here the returns from the beginning of the year until the end of April. It's more than 10% for our shareholders. Now the fund portfolio, that's what's of course interesting. We have right now stakes in 73 companies, some very large ones and some very small ones. I think the smallest holding that we have is some 10,000 euros. Given the size of the fund, that is 3.5 billion, that's kind of challenging to also look at these very small companies, but we still do it. And then in terms of the sector breakdown, most of the fund is in energy sector. We've pretty much owned every single company in Romania, or stake in every single company involved in oil, gas, or power. Not many people realize that Romania was actually the first country in Europe where the oil was produced historically. So there is a lot of expertise in exploration of oil, gas, and other resources. Another issue that I like to point out, that the structure of our portfolio based on listed and unlisted companies, 60% of our portfolio is unlisted, and that's what we're trying to change in a relatively short term, 1-2 years. And that's why we very strongly support all the privatizations plans and listing plans of the government, and try to make sure that they will be executed to the benefit of all the shareholders in those companies. The top 10 largest holdings are a lot of companies that Mr. Vupulescu has already mentioned. Petrom is the one that's listed with very low free float, but very well managed company, and also an example how a company in Romania or this part of the world can change and can develop under the private management. We hope that this will be used more and more as an example or encouragement for companies in Romania and the government to at least list some of the largest state-controlled companies. This is followed by Hidroelectrica, Romgaz, then Turceni is a coal-fired power plant that is right now being merged with two others. We also have a part of this exposure to airports, to ports. We've got the post office, salt mines, really across the Romanian industry. Now, what we're doing as the managers to really increase the value of the shares and make sure that to make shareholders happy. First of all, as I mentioned, the changing portfolio structure. So listing of the companies on the stock exchange. We have these plans for Romgaz, Hidroelectrica already in 2012. And then to selling some of the unlisted companies where we're trying to sell electricity and gas distribution companies, so those companies that are fully regulated and usually have already private owners, for example, Enel or E.ON or Gaz de France. 2 is a stable and transparent dividend policy. We basically pass on to shareholders all the dividends that we receive from portfolio companies. So right now the yield is anywhere between 7 and 8%. Any additional dividends that we may pay, of course, from capital gains. Another point is secondary listing in Warsaw. That's one of the reasons also we here. we expect this to happen before the end of the year, and we are waiting the shareholders' decision at the end of June, but also an establishment of a link between depositories in Romania and in Poland. We have a new buyback program approved that we'll start executing soon. It's for 8% of outstanding shares. And of course, we do spend time marketing the fund and Romania internationally through many different events or roadshows. In terms of that's really the last slide. In terms of the valuations, you can see that in the current market cap, there is a tiny part of this unlisted portfolio that is reflected right now. And we think that with our efforts to change the portfolio structure, but also attract additional demand through the listing here in Warsaw, we'll be able to close this gap and reduce the discount. This is it. Thank you very much.